Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. The CX is back in, the XM is out of here for now. This video is going to be another video of me playing around with my new tool, the sun. So I'm not really trying to fix anything in this video, I'm just trying this tool out and seeing what it can do for me and trying to just learn how to use it. So I'm just going to do some tests on the CX for fun. If you saw the introduction of the Sun machine, I told you that it came with a extra wasted spark system that could be attached to the tester. I wasn't really thinking straight at that moment because a lot of my cars actually got that system. The CX is one of them. This CX got 2 ignition coils but 4 cylinders, and it's using the wasted spark system. So it's very nice that I got this because that means that I can attach the CX to it. I also think the BX got the same system, I'm pretty sure actually, and maybe even some others. So I'm going to try to attach this system to the CX and then try it out. I actually found out that I could attach a little cable in between the main connector to the ignition module, and then it could do some stuff by that, but it's not possible on this. I don't got the correct adapter, so I'm just gonna do it another way and attach the cable in another fashion. I don't think this video will be about how to attach the cables, or it won't be about that because I'm not really sure, so I don't want to show a lot of stuff if it's wrong. So I will take you back when the machine is heated up. I got 9 minutes of waiting time, but I will take you back when I have connected all this and ready to fire up the engine. And then we're going to see what I can test on this. I'm also going to do a cylinder balance test on this for fun. So see you. No, wait a second. I just received a package today, and I'm going to show you what I received because I got the best viewers in the world. Right there, I received this package today, and it's all the way from Poland, I'm pretty sure. And this is the internet. So we use alias. This is from CX Silver Bullet. He is doing a proper restoration of a CX, the kind of restoration that I do not do because I don't have the patience for that. But check him out on Instagram. I'm just gonna write right here what his name is, and then you can find him in there because it's very interesting to watch his posts in there and videos if you like these kinds of cars, because he is doing an amazing job. He contacted me and told me he had some stuff. There is some wires for the negative cable, also for the positive. I'm not sure that I really have to use that because I have just changed them with some other ones, but nice anyway. But this thing might seem a little silly, but this is the air filter for a CX, and these are hard to get. I actually had a really hard time even finding ones. I did find one very expensive, and I didn't really want to buy it because my air filter box is completely rotten. I still need to fix the box though, but the air filter element was also eaten by a mouse, so this is really nice. Thank you for that. He also sent me this, which is gotta be the cover plate for the clutch. I don't know if I'm missing this one. Maybe he saw that I was missing it. It's nice anyway. Thank you. And then this one, because he told me that this car was cranking slowly, most likely because it's fitted with the wrong starter. This is a Mitsubishi starter that got reduction gear, and this is the one that's supposed to be on the car. Unfortunately, he told me that this is not working either. It's stuck, but he asked me if I wanted it because maybe I can fix it. So I hope to be able to make a starter work out of the spare parts that I'm getting. That would be really nice. But I can see this is completely different than the one that I took out, and it's gonna make a big difference. So thanks for that. Back to the car and the sun. Okay, so it took a while to hook it all up, and unfortunately I won't be able to do much with it, at least not as much as I was hoping. Not yet at least, because this connector got these kinds of adapter things, and then these can click into these, and then this connector should go into the primary connector going to the coils, but they don't fit, so it's most likely the wrong ones. You could maybe get one for Citroens. I am pretty sure that this connector is the one that should fit one of these, which it doesn't because it's not the correct one. and then you could put this one into one end and the other one into the other end, so the sun could read it and actually alter it also, and still have the car running. But they don't fit, and that means I can't do the cylinder balance test because it won't be able to short the cylinders. So what I want to do right now is to just fire it up and see the idle speed, adjust the idle speed to spec, and see the CO reading and all that, just for the fun of it. I actually won't be able to do much else in this video this time around, but at least I know that this part of it works. So what I want to do is to take this one, which is idle exhaust test, and then I want it to stabilize and all that, and also I want to fire up the car. The car is, by the way, up to temperature right now. It is pretty hot. Oh, I disconnected this one, forgot to connect it again. And as you can see, it seems to work. We've got readings up there, and we've got the idle speed up right there. This is what wouldn't have worked if I didn't put on that wasted spark system, because it is sparking more than a normal engine, and it's counting the sparks. So that system seems to work. 900 and something seems right. So let's just try to adjust that. The engine temperature is fine, but let's try to adjust the idle. I think 850. So it's a little bit too high right now. Let's try to bring it down. Oh, that's the wrong way. That's about there. Just checking engine temperature. 90 degrees, no problems. It's getting hot from idling. And looking at the numbers, everything seems to be pretty nice. It's a little bit lean, but I think that could be normal, and it could also just be the tester not being very precise. So another test that could be fun to do is a starter system test. This will test the starter, how much current it's going to use. Did it work? Yeah, it measured something. So this tells me how much amp the starter was using. I'm not sure you can use these numbers for much because they are not connected correctly according to the sun thing. And also the cam, you should ignore that. But these up here tells me something. It tells me that the engine is spun 208 revolutions per minute, and it is turning faster than before, which is really weird. It's pulling a lot of amps, I guess. I don't know much about that stuff, so I can't say anything more than that. I wasn't able to do as much as I was hoping because I can't connect the correct connector. I'm going to try to see if I can find the correct connector for Citroen cars for this system. That could be cool because I do have a lot of Citroens. But what I did get from this test is I think that exhaust analyzer is not far off. As mentioned, I would like to just go to the MOT station and do a recording of this car. So it's the day after, and I'm just back from the MOT station, and he gave me a readout and a picture of their analyzer, gas analyzer in the CX. So now I got something to compare with, and I can already say now that it's not showing the same as I measured yesterday at least. And the eagle-eyed among you would also notice that the lambda was quite high, and the fuel to air ratio was also off. It was running a little bit lean according to this yesterday. It's not in the MOT station. In the MOT station it looked way better than that. Of course, this car has just went through an MOT, so it should be pretty nice. But I'm gonna do the test again right now because the engine was actually pretty hot yesterday, and now it's normal temperature. I looked at the temperature gauge at the MOT station. It was showing just about 88 degrees on the coolant. So that could change things a little bit, maybe. So I'm getting ready to do the test now. Ignore everything else than these numbers because I haven't hooked anything else up. Right now it's just doing an automatic reset, and then we will get some numbers and then we will start the test. If you remember the Citroën XM being in the tester, it also showed quite a high lambda, which indicates a lean running. So maybe there is an issue with the calculation, or the, not calculation, but with the adjustment of this machine. I'm just letting it settle because I just fired up the car and so on. So far it seems to be pretty much the same as... So far it's all over the place with the lambda and the fuel-air ratio. Yeah, it's actually pretty close to being the same as yesterday, except the CO2, which was 7% yesterday and is now 2.9. Okay, so this is the freeze data that I got out of the test right now. And comparing that to the test yesterday, I'd say the CO, this is from yesterday, the CO is pretty much the same. The hydrocarbons is pretty much the same. The CO is way off. The O2 is pretty much the same. And the lambda was lower yesterday than it is today. So that's a bit weird. That tells me that it tells me it's a little bit hard to count on this machine just now, at least, because that is so different. But let me show you the test from the MOT station. This is it. And as you can see, the lambda is spot on. That is pretty good. This O2 is almost 1% lower than my measurement. The CO2 is higher. The hydrocarbons is pretty much the same. And the CO is lower. So it's pretty off, this machine, apparently. This is the thing that analyzes the exhaust gases. And as you can see, it is very dusty down here. I actually did know about that because the filter is missing, but I just kind of forgot about it. I don't know if this will make any difference to the readings, but I do know that it can be good for the circuit boards and all that, with all that dust. So let's just try to clean that off and see if that will make any difference. And also make sure that all the tubing in here and so on is good. So I cleaned up that unit. That unit is what controls the entire gas analyzer part of this machine. I doubt it will make any difference, but I also cleaned out the filters and so on. Maybe it will make a difference. It's not that I'm disappointed that the results are not the same as the MOT station. What is annoying me is that the O2 part of it, the CO2 part of it, am I right? Yeah, the CO2 part of it was showing 7% yesterday, and now it's around 1 to 2%, which is very low. And the MOT station measured it to 14, so there's a lot of difference in those numbers. And I would really like to see consistent numbers on this one at least, but I can't be sure why it wasn't consistent, because it can also be the car and it could be so much stuff. But now I cleaned it out, and then I'm just gonna try to redo the test and see what's what, and we're just gonna have to see if it makes a difference. So very interestingly, I now got a lambda that is very much in the ballpark, the calculated. It's around 1. It was measured to 1.031 at the MOT station, so it's really close. The O2 is 0.6 right here. That was calculated, that was measured to 1.07 at the MOT station. So it's lower, not by much though. The CO2 is still way off because it's measured at 14.58 at the MOT and currently around 4 at my end. The hydrocarbons is 140. It was measured to 262 before, but it is all over the place. So that is changing because as you can see now, it's pretty much right where the MOT station also were. So it's just fluctuating quite a lot. The CO is 0.7 or 0.8. It was 0.29 at the MOT station, so that is also off, but not by a lot. It's not bad in my opinion, but the CO is really weird. Okay, so I just drove the car hard up the road, really got it hot, and drove it back and put the probe back in. And right now I'm measuring 0.20 something in CO, which is very close to the MOT. It's actually 0.29 at the MOT station, and it's just about there. The hydrocarbons is 200, fluctuating quite a lot. It's 262 at the MOT station, so I think that is correct also. The O2, 0.6, and it was 1.07 at the MOT. The CO2 is still way off, but the lambda is pretty much spot on actually, and at stoichiometric, close to stoichiometric fuel air ratio. So something tells me it is actually working pretty close to being correct, but the CO2 for some reason is way off, because it's not supposed to be there unless it has a lot of, I don't know what would cause that and cause all the other numbers to be correct. To wrap up this video, I took this freeze frame pretty randomly. So all the numbers are really close, except the CO, which was way higher on the previous test at the MOT station. And this can't be right, I think, because that would point toward lack of oxygen at the combustion. And I doubt that, because all the other stuff are so good readings, so that seems off. It really should be between 13 and 15% and not at all down low like this, and I can't explain that. I don't know what's up with that, other than that the machine needs to be tuned in. But I'm not going to do anything else right now, because I want to test another car without a catalytic converter on this, and then at the MOT station, and then compare them. And if those are also very off with these numbers, then I will see what I have to do. Either I will get someone to do it for me if it's not too expensive, get a professional out and set and adjust it, or I could take the machine to the MOT station and adjust it while I watch the other machine. I don't know if they will allow me to do that. I could also just set it to whatever measurement I get at the MOT station, but I think that will be very unprecise because of weather change, intake temperature change and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know what I'm going to do, but it's interesting and very fun to do this. So as mentioned, this was just a video about me fooling around with this sun machine, and it's a lot of fun, and it's going, if I can get it right, it's going to be such a cool gadget for my garage, that's for sure. It will help me so much fix up the early injection cars and so on. That would be really nice, and also carburetor adjustment will also be fun with this. So yeah, it's a powerful tool if I can get it right. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.